Hi folks, welcome to another episode of Ferrum Wrestling 411. I'm your host Gary Holden. With me of course is head wrestling coach Nate Yetzer. Nate,
hey, Gary.
how's your spring been going?
Awesome, great.
Yeah.
The finals are done, and we're going to check out the grades today or tomorrow, and look how we did. But it seems like things are going really well academically for us, and we had a great spring, great training, and I'm excited for next year already. So for camps,
I'm hoping that you got a chance to spend a little bit of time with your family after a crazy wrestling season.
Yep. I got to be there in the mornings with my kids and make them breakfast and that sort of thing, and see them off to school, which is really nice during the season. I don't get very many opportunities like that. And,
sure.
But it's nice. It's really nice. I got all May to kind of wrap up recruiting, and I want to be done with recruiting by this week, to be honest with you, and then the rest of May to kind of enjoy the family. Then we get started with camps.
Well, let's talk a little bit about going back to the season and everything.
Right.
The season went over. Last show we already wrapped up the season. Logan Meister's All-America finish.
Right.
Paul Biggs and him going to the NCAA tournament and everything. Talk a little bit about what's happened. I know you've had your banquet since then.
Right.
You want to talk a little bit about maybe some of the major award winners?
Yeah, so I mean, we every year we have our end of the year's banquet, and just kind of reward the guys for having a great year, and kind of take notice of a couple guys that maybe did better than others as far as like the things we look for in our athletes and our student athletes, and our outstanding wrestler award, which is the guy that probably performed the best. Obviously was Logan Meister, our first All-American, and then. Another one that I like, especially this year because we had such a great freshman class as freshman of the year. It may be surprised to people, but we gave it to Bailey Cooper, who at the had a so-so year. Probably he was a backup for most of the year, not most of the year, but halfway through the year, and then really at the end of the year he turned things around. He won the conference championship by beating a kid that majored him. I think 2 or 3 weeks before that, he beat him, won the conference tournament, then goes on to the regional tournament and. Really has an outstanding tournament. And it takes fifth as a freshman, and he beat a guy that was a finalist 2 years ago at the regional tournament.
Wow.
And
so a kid that went to the NCAA tournament
twice.
Wow.
He was 2-time regional, and I think he majored him. It just had a great tournament. And finished strong with a good victory at the end. So
I got there for the second day of the regionals. I wasn't there the first day. And my first match I got to watch was Bailey.
Yeah.
And he just tore some kid apart.
Right. Yep. So he did a great job. I was really proud of him. And not only that, he's an unbelievable student, and he takes time out of his day. I mean, he's only a freshman to help some of the other freshmen on the team with classes.
Sure.
Which that's being a leader. And that's one of the things that stood out as well too. The great thing is that we had so many freshmen. It was honestly, it was a really hard decision. We had a guy. Hunter Goulart, who had a wonderful year at 184 as a freshman. Blake Rosenbaum, who won a couple tournaments and was an outstanding wrestler, won. Yep. Just so many good freshmen. But that he was one that we were judged by the end of the year. The regional tournament. That's why we gave it to Bailey. Another coach's award, Josh Austin, who once again kind of I don't want to say took one for the team, but he went up a weight class. He was 57 about halfway through the year. Decided to bump to 65 and. Had an awesome year. Just missed out, won out the nationals, and 3-time regional placer. Had a great career. So
pretty tough when you have a Logan Meister in your weight class, and you got he wasn't able to quite beat Logan, but it was pretty darn close.
Right. Yeah.
And then he bumps up a weight class.
Lost in overtime twice.
Yeah, bumps up a weight class and comes within a match of going to the NCAA tournament, the next weight class up. So that's really taking one for the team right there.
Exactly. Had a great tournament, a great career. Josh had a great career. Most improved award, Paul Biggs, another senior is graduating, and Paul just every year he made huge strides, but especially I think this is from his junior year to his senior year he made huge strides, and just really proud of him and did a great job, and maybe looking for a way to keep him around next year for us the coach.
Great guy.
Yep, absolutely. And then the 4D award, Robert Cunningham, once again the guy shows dedication, desire. I mean, he was wrestling on one knee basically the whole year.
Right.
Knee kept popping out, so his training was super inconsistent. But he found a way, and in his weight class of regionals, I think he had 6 of the top 15 guys in the country in his weight class. And he got it. He lost a real controversial call, and I think in the quarterfinals came all the way back through, and and loses to third and fourth
by a point.
Last second takedown. So
it was crazy. Now, Coach, tell everybody what the 4D award is.
It's dedication, desire, determination, and drive. I was a recipient of this at Edinburgh, my alma mater, and it meant a lot. Even more. I think my junior year I got the outstanding wrestler award, but this was even more. To me, this was more. I guess important to me that this award because those are things you can control. Those things right there, and talent you can't control necessarily. So I think that really is a great show of character for kids. So
those are the type of things that kids got to understand that I may not be the best wrestler, I may not be the best football player, or whatever, but I can show up on time. I can show up with a good attitude. I can stay longer. I can ask questions.
Exactly.
I can try to out-hustle people.
Yeah, exactly. It's attitude, all that.
The 4D award. Nice. Not to be confused with duck, dip, dive, dodge.
That's right. Let me see what else. The Academic Excellence Award, Hunter Goulart. Did phenomenal job. I think he had like a 3.8 or something, or 3.7.
One of your freshmen.
From my freshman, yep. And then now on top of that, I think he had, I believe he had 25 wins as a freshman. So
pretty impressive.
Yep. And then we gave an award out for the fall strength and conditioning award and the spring strength and conditioning award. Obviously, 2 areas, 2 times of the year we really focus on strength and conditioning. And then Blake Rosenbaum did a good job. We gave him the fall award based on he came in and Blake wrestled 113 as I think a sophomore in high school.
My son wrestled him.
Yeah. Yep. So he takes weightlifting really serious. Does a good job, and never have to be on his end of the weight room because I know he's doing the work. I don't have to get on him,
right.
which is awesome. So and only for only being a freshman.
Sure.
Once the wrestling part catches up, he's going to be really, really, really good. So
he had a good year this year too.
Yep, absolutely. And had another 25 wins I think as well too as a freshman. Carlos Leyva, he got the spring award just for the fact that. Carlos made huge gains. Carlos is really, I think his whole mindset has changed. Which he's always been kind of athletic. He's a good wrestler, but now he's going to focus on wrestling strictly. His attitude's changed, and he's been awesome. Been a leader, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So
I see him when you guys do the runs around the soccer field over here between basically the field between the building we're in right now, the Norton Fieldhouse, and the Norton Center. And I see him running around there, and he's just talking. He's keeping up with all the 125, 133 pounders and everything. And he just seems like he's got himself.
He's another gear, I tell you what, heavyweight's gonna be fun to watch next year as us as a team. Obviously got Tate Dulaney coming back as a senior. Leva's kind of changed gears, and he's gonna push Tate. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's gonna be a close match, and then we also got a freshman coming in from Northern Virginia that's gonna be. I think pretty good too, and he's only just now hitting his stride as well too. So,
nice.
But we'll see. That's gonna be a fun weight class next year. We'll be deep there. So,
nice.
And then the most valuable award, Tate Dulaney. We won 3 or 4 dual meets for this year by getting a big win at the end of the dual meet, and helped us knock off 2 or 3 ranked teams.
Finished with 30+ wins this year.
Exactly.
And was that close at the regionals.
Exactly.
A couple of kids that he lost to really close, one in overtime, I think it was. And both those kids got onto the podium at the
all
NCAA
3 of them
tournament.
did actually. All 3 of the guys that made it out of our regionals. I think they took one guy was a national champ. The guy won a regional, then a 4th place, and then a 7th place. So,
wow.
And all 3 of those guys return next year.
Yep.
So it's gonna be a battle.
And Tate's just right there with those guys.
Right there,
no doubt about it. So.
And then obviously Logan Meister talked about being the outstanding wrestler award.
Coach, this is what the fans right here want to see.
That's
what every college,
up in our room. Yep.
Every college wrestler wants to see right there. Your name on an All-American certificate. You got to be pretty proud to be having that first one up here.
First one of many. One of many here. So
good.
Absolutely.
You got a couple of academic awards as well. The NWCA has an academic award and everything. You had Logan Meister, Hunter Goulart, and Paul Biggs all qualified for that.
Yep. And then obviously the NCAA All-American Award with Logan. So
nice.
Yeah, it was fun, man. It was a great. It was great to reward the guys who did what they were supposed to do throughout the year, and it's gonna be next year. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So.
Well, we still have some awards. I know that we're looking at the wrestling All-State team was announced. Of course, Virginia Tech clean house, 7 first-teamers on that. Nailed all the major awards: Coach of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and Wrestler of the Year. But you had 3 wrestlers this year on that team.
Yep.
You had Biggs at 149. Logan Meister at 157 and Tate Dulaney at heavyweight.
Second team.
Yep, first time we've had multiple numbers. We've had 1 each of the past 2 years, but we had 3 second teamers this year. Got to feel good about that. The academic all-state team will be coming out. The academic all-conference team will be coming out. So we'll still have some other wrestling honors to be announcing here down the stretch.
Absolutely. Yep.
So, Coach, let's talk a little bit about next year. Moving into the schedule. We'll get a copy of the schedule in front of us. It's the first time I've seen it and everything. Looks as though you've got some interesting things close to home. Star City Duels. Talk a little bit about that.
So that's not finalized yet, but it's looking like it's going to be a done deal here probably this week.
Mm-hmm.
We're we're trying to get 6 teams to compete. And Friday night we're gonna have dual meets, 2 dual meets for each team at the Hotel Roanoke in the ballroom.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then we're gonna have, and then the next day is gonna be an open tournament. So all those teams can enter, all our guys again, as well as anybody else who wants to enter. So
we'll be at the hotel again.
The ballroom, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So we'll get the whole section of the ballroom where we can draw 4 mats and have a competition there.
That should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, that'd be fun. So the first year is going to be probably pretty small, but I think if you do a good job, and it will keep growing. The Hotel Roanoke is a phenomenal place too. I'm sure you've been there for the regionals.
Sure.
It's an awesome. They do a great job too, and they've been very. They've been going out of their way to help make this work, and I'm really excited about it.
Ferrum has had their forum on critical thinking there the past few years as well. So and those folks do a great job with helping us with every need we have.
Yep. So shout out to them, but I'm really excited to have that. This is something I want to really grow to be a pretty big, kind of the beginning of the season type of thing. So.
I'm sure the people in Roanoke would appreciate it as well, having bringing all those teams into the area.
Right, exactly.
Too,
yeah.
so.
This year, I think we're trying to get 6. I think we're going to end up with 4 probably teams for the dual meets, and then obviously I think the open tournament will be probably 12-man brackets, maybe a little bigger. So
Talk a little bit about early in the year. Looks like you're opening at home. Washington Lee University is coming down here on Saturday, November 5th. Then we go up to Buena Vista. For the 11th, the Southern Virginia dual meet and everything, so we'll have 2 dual meets out of the gates the first week.
Right, yeah. Our schedule is really dual meet heavy this year. I just love dual meets. I think gives you a chance to play around with the lineup and see what your best lineup is, and there's more on the line too, and you get to watch guys compete and all that stuff. But that being said, we also have a lot of tournaments as well too. But but the Washington Lee dual meet says they got a lot of great recruiting class coming in. There should be a great dual meet next year, and Southern Virginia dual meet. We're going to duel them on Friday night, and then Saturday is the Casperton Classic, the tournament up there. So we'll take the whole team up, and we'll probably just wrestle the varsity guys on Friday, and then back here on Sunday for the Hampton-Sydney dual meet.
Oh, that's right. You've got another match coming.
So
Hampton-Sydney is a program that's been a club for a few years. This past year transitioned to a varsity program. Didn't have enough wrestlers to wrestle very much. But it looks as though they've got a new head coach, and they're planning on having a full team.
Exactly. We'll have another couple of kids. We lost a few kids to them, so they should have some. This should be a good battle. So. And then, so then most of the other guys that aren't wrestling those 2 dual meets will be wrestling the Casperton Classic. So, and then obviously the following weekend before we head home for Thanksgiving break, we'll do the Star City Duels and Star City Open.
Gotcha.
Then we come back, we got ready to go because then we obviously go up to York, which is a
tough
great tournament. Yep. And
new standard invitational.
Exactly. We'll take the whole team up to that one as well, like we normally do, and then we come back, and then we got the Gator Brew Duels 2 weeks later, which this year we will probably take a B team and an A team. Last year we only took an A team because of injuries and stuff. So
2 years ago you took an A and a B team and everything. It's still down in Nashville?
Yeah, it is. Yep. And that'll be a great competition. We're going to get 4 dual meets in for the varsity and 2 for the B team probably. So it's a lot of dual meets there too. Okay,
so you end the year, the fall semester was Friday and Saturday, December 30th and 31st at the Citrus Bowl down in Florida.
No, actually, instead of that was on there just in case we didn't get invited to the national duels. But big news is we just got invited to national duels. So
NWCA.
Yep. So nice. I think the top 18 teams, returning teams, get invited to that in the country, and
nice.
We got invited, and we're definitely going to accept it. So
where are they holding that this year?
They're holding it Fort Wayne, Indiana. So it'll be a long haul, but so we'll be making the trip up there, the national duels this year. So.
Okay. So then you come back after Christmas break and everything. You start off with the NWCA duels. Then you've got the Kreitzer Memorial, which is a tournament at Washington and Lee. That's their invitational.
I bet the B team guys will probably go to that.
Okay, then you've got the Virginia duels again. We've been in that for 3 straight years now. Placed 3rd, 5th, and 5th. So we're going back out there about middle of January.
Right. Yep.
Big tournament. One of the oldest running tournaments, continuously running tournaments in the country.
Absolutely. Yep.
And then back out to the Builder Open. Probably not sending your full team there.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Okay. Good.
Because when we rest the guys up, because the following weekend obviously we head up to Pete Wilson in Chicago, which is obviously for us a huge event, and it's a great chance to just set up exactly like the NCAA tournament. So it's important for our guys to go to that and hopefully build on our 7th place finish last year and keep expanding on that.
And you put 3 on the podium last year. Right. So with those Meister's big win right there,
exactly.
he got a lot of recognition right there. Exactly. His national ranking came after that. So
3 placers, hopefully, obviously, going to build on that. And,
sure.
But then we come back and we have the Liberty dual meet, but that's the date's going to get changed probably.
Okay.
But the following day we'll have the Panther Open, which obviously a lot of our besides the 10 starters. by then our lineup's kind of set. So the guys not wrestling, that'd be kind of their last event, pretty much. So.
Okay, you've got the Southeast Wrestling Conference tournament, second year in a row and everything. Same teams in that tournament. Last year there were 4 teams.
Yep, we expanded to York College and then Huntington as well. So we're at 6 teams, which is pretty cool. So
that adds to it.
Keep growing. Yep, as well. And then then we head up to the NCAA Division III East Regional Tournament, which. Who knows? Hopefully we can get. So.
Well, I know Ferrum is planning to put a bid in, so we're hoping that we get it back in Roanoke again. We had it 2 years ago in Roanoke. It was very successful.
Very successful. So, and then we head out to the NCAA championships in La Crosse, Wisconsin. So, but then some of our, our other guys that maybe aren't competing during the year or as much. We'll try to go to the FILA Junior, it's not FILA, it's UWW Junior Nationals, or the Northeast Regionals or something like that, freestyle competition.
Okay.
We're going to start introducing these guys to freestyle a little bit as well too. So
that'll help with their folk style wrestling and everything. So.
Absolutely.
All right, now let's talk a little bit about camps. You've run a very, very successful camp program over the years. A couple of years ago, you had those state champ boot camps.
Right. Yeah.
And what's the itinerary for the summer?
June 17th through the 24th, I believe, we start our the Futures Camp, which used to be called the Resident Camp. It's called the Futures Camp now. But that's all of our incoming freshmen. It's open to anybody, but usually that's who comes. It's a longer camp. But the end of the camp is orientation, which is pretty cool. They can kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Oh, there's an orientation. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why we set it up like that.
Nice.
But then the Gold Camp. The Gold Camp is the camp that's kind of overlapping that as well too, and that's basically our hybrid of intensive team camp slash team camp. So we usually get that's our biggest camp. We usually get 100 kids or so in that one, and then the last one is just the technique camp, the developmental camp, which we have on I believe the 17th through the 19th.
And I was in the gym last year when you had the big camp, and it was just wall-to-wall wrestlers, 4.5, 5 mats laid out with pieces there, and it just seemed like there was wrestlers. I've never seen that many wrestlers in that gymnasium.
Yeah, it was cool.
Great.
It was cool. This year we had to move the dates up a little bit because of conflicts with the building. So I think our numbers are maybe down a little bit, but they should still be pretty steady. So and then we're hitting the road and doing I believe we're doing 3 state champ boot camps this year. We're doing one at Wheatmore High School down in North Carolina. And then I can't remember the date on that, but then we're doing one in Colorado again, Denver, Colorado, and then one in a new one this year in San Diego, California. So
sounds to me like you need a sports information director on those trips to help chaperone things. And I'll take the bullet for you.
But it'll be a lot of fun. But then and then we also have our camps in Powhatan, Virginia, outside of Richmond, the Black Hawk Gym, which we have 2 youth camps. They're weekend camps. Sandwiched in between that is a high school elite camp, which is a great camp. Had a lot of success with that, and I've actually drawn a few kids out of there to come to Ferrum. So.
Nice. Tell fans how their kids can get information, how they can register for that.
All you gotta do is go to pantherwrestlingcamps.com. www.pantherwrestlingcamps.com. Or just contact me. So
good. So if you're looking for a camp, pantherwrestlingcamps.com, folks. Go online and do your registrations there. So
absolutely.
Well, Nate, thank you so much for coming
in.
Gary,
and
I guess we'll come back probably in about a month or so.
Yep.
Our goal during the year, folks, is to have a weekly coaches show with Coach Yetzer of Ferrum Wrestling 411, and about once a month or so in the off season. I think we've gone a little bit longer than that in between the last one now, but the spring's pretty busy, so I was pretty busy with a lot of things and everything. So well, let's try to come back in a month, maybe end of June or so, and see if we can talk again.
Awesome. Thanks, Gary. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Nate. All right, folks, that's a wrap for us for today. We'll see you in about a month or so. For Nate Yetzer, I'm Gary Holden. Thanks for being with us, and have a great day.